Hey everyone, I'm back with another big Kickstarter update. I hope everybody is doing fine and staying safe. Without further ado, let's get straight in. So let's backtrack for a little bit. Back in April, I posted a very big update letting you know about some serious delays that we were experiencing with this project. To that date, we had done 10 Kickstarters, if I'm correct, and Wondrous Expeditions has unfortunately been one of the first Kickstarters where we really experienced quite some big problems. Some of it, or perhaps a lot of it, was beyond our control. I think by now you know about my mother's prolonged illness, which really took a heavy toll on me personally and took a lot of my time away from running the company. At that time, we also had just decided to transform the way we run our little indie up-and-coming business, also in anticipation of me having a little less time at my hands. And of course, the COVID pandemic really has made things very difficult, and they continue to do so till this day, actually. A little bit more on that later. Let's start with a little good news. So, back in April, we updated you that unfortunately, we couldn't make our original delivery timeline to fulfill your pledges. And from that moment on, we've been incredibly hard at work. We completely overhauled how we were doing things. We tried basically everything, and we did everything to get this project back on track and deliver a fantastic project. A little insight into what has been going on so you kind of know and have a behind the scenes look. So some of the things were beyond our control, such as the family circumstances and COVID, but we also had a very good look at how we were doing things up until that point. How could we end up in a position with so many delays, and perhaps we realized it a little bit too late. We weren't exactly set up in hindsight to really know in the moment where the entire production was at and be able to spot mistakes and act very quickly. So we took the opportunity as a reality check to really have a good stern look at how we were doing things. We implemented a lot of changes. I'm just going to talk about a few of those. One of the things we did is we hired Joshua Perry, JVC Perry, to be our staff writer. He works for Nord Games, and he's worked with a ton of clients in the past. Currently, he's one of the primary writers for Nord Games' products, and I'm happy to say he's now also fully on board with Loresmyth. And in the past, with our previous books, we always kind of hired new freelance writers from project to project. So at the start of every project, we went out and looked for writers who were talented, available, and hired them for that production, which was good. It's nice to have different writers on each product, but it also resulted in a lot of overhead. And when things happen, like a writer becoming ill, not being available, having its own family circumstances, or any number of things can happen, and we had it all happen to us. We kind of realized that we were much better off having a permanent staff writer, because Loresmyth has now grown into doing 2 big Kickstarters a year. So we always have at least 2 products in development at any given time. So it made more sense to have a permanent writer on board instead of constantly having a shift of personnel. One of the other things we really looked at closely was our project management, essentially. I'd like to think with over 15 years of business experience that we were already doing a good job. And I think our 10 past Kickstarters kind of show that we were already having a good track record, but still this project kind of slipped away from us. And I really felt it was my responsibility to really come out stronger after we would have delivered this project and learn a few valuable lessons. So we really overhauled the way we manage our project. We now have the tools in place to to be able to accurately know where each piece of writing and artwork is at any given moment in the development timeline. We really formalized a lot of the processes into clear, succinct stages of development, such as pre-production, development, post-production, the whole editorial and proofreading process. So everything is now much more accounted for, formalized, structured, and with the additional layers of tracking software in place, we're able to track, where any chapter is in terms of writing and editing and proofreading. We know where every single piece of artwork is, from maps, spot illustrations, color artwork. Every single deliverable is every single deliverable is tracked in our project management pipeline. So yeah, all in all, in hindsight, it has been incredibly frustrating, a little disheartening at times to have this happen. But at the same time, it's also, a valuable lesson learned. So I kind of like to see it as taking the good with the bad. I think the most painful thing in the end is just you as a customer and keeping you waiting for a very long time, which is really what we take to heart. We always put the customer first. We want to make a great quality product, the best quality that we can, and deliver on time at the same time. Part of doing Kickstarters is delays. It's very natural, it happens, but still we are very committed and very passionate about delivering on time and communicating honestly about it. So again, I feel we have a very good track record, and next year we're going to kickstart Remarkable Guilds, which is going to be our 12th Kickstarter, which is quite an incredible milestone. So I hope that little recap and behind the scenes information gives you a good context of what's happened, where we've been the past couple months. We've really been in crunch mode, and we really rallied the troops to get this project finished, still deliver a fantastic quality book, pocket guide, and card deck. And we really crunched it, and we've been working nonstop, making very long hours to get everything finished. And with that, the good news is that from today, the main book and the pocket guide and the card deck are all finished. So we've already been sharing PDF previews for you to look at, etc. But now they're actually done, and we've turned over the files to the manufacturer, to the book and the card deck printer to actually get physically made. So this is very good news. We are very excited. It's a milestone for sure. And actually, when we updated you back in April, telling you that we were going to deliver probably May of next year, 2022, that sounded like a very long time off, right? And it is. So part of that is the ongoing challenges of the COVID pandemic. And we are now in a crazy situation where actually we've managed to finish the book, the pocket guide, and the card deck sooner than we thought. And they're actually at the printer now sooner. But because of the manufacturing delays, shortages of paper and cardboard, we are still looking at very long lead times before the product is actually arriving at our warehouse in the USA and in Europe. So we have this little crazy kind of paradoxical situation where if there wasn't COVID, we would be able to fulfill and start shipping out the books even before the end of this year, because we rallied around so effectively, and we've been able to finish the delayed project in such a quick manner. Still not on time, but we've been able to turn it around pretty much, full stop. But now, because, for example, the printing of card decks is currently delayed as much as up to 5 to 6 months, and that's not even including the transportation time it costs to get the product then into our warehouses. It's pretty insane and disheartening at the same time. So for the time being, we are still sticking to our estimation of being able to start shipping May next year, which is, unfortunately still a long time from now. That said, we are looking into a situation where if, for example, either the books or the card decks arrive earlier at our warehouse, we are going to ship them out to backers separately. Normally, we don't do this because shipping twice or even 3 times increases our shipping costs dramatically, which hurts us financially quite a bit. But we are so committed to making you guys happy and not, bumming you out even more than you already are. We are willing and prepared to eat those additional shipping costs and shipping items individually if that allows us to get you certain items quicker. We are not sure yet at this time what the timelines are going to be exactly because, again, manufacturing and transportation currently is in a lot of duress due to COVID, so it's very hard to predict the exact timelines. The books are going into print within the next couple weeks. The card decks is really up in the air at the moment. They could be in limbo for another couple of months, up to 5 months perhaps, before they're even able to get them printed because the delays are so much due to COVID. If it happens that they get printed quicker, we will let you know, of course. And again, we are trying to get the products into the warehouse as soon as possible. We are prepared to ship items separately if that helps getting you items as soon as possible. This whole situation this year has been pretty challenging for us as a company as well. We sacrificed doing our typical second Kickstarter of the year, which essentially just sets us back 100 to even 200,000 in gross revenues, and potentially shipping items separately also incurs additional costs. But at this moment, our primary concern is just satisfying you as a customer, getting you the items as quickly as possible. And we are basically foregoing making a profit this year and to see this through. And hopefully next year, when we are going to kickstart Remarkable Guilds, we are able to return back to our normal situation. Maybe the COVID pandemic is finally, taking, the effects are taking off. And who knows what's going to happen. But right now, our commitment is 100% getting you the items as fast as possible. We are not out to just kickstart and rake in money without delivering products. That's totally not how we are in the game. We are really motivated to finish what we started. But the reality is we have a very difficult situation to work with the ongoing pandemic and all of the challenges it throws at us. Whoa, geez. It's a lot to take in, and our heads are still spinning from the past couple of months of crunch mode. We are just coming out of it. I also have some very exciting news for you. The Remarkable Guilds Kickstarter is now officially a project that has gone into pre-production. It's going to kickstart in the first quarter of next year, which is a deliberate decision, again, to not already launch a Kickstarter when you guys are still waiting to receive your products from this Kickstarter. And it allows us, hopefully, for enough time to still get those Wondrous Expeditions product into our warehouse and kind of, go into calmer waters with our production timelines and, catch our breath for a little bit. But it's very exciting. We're going to share more news about Remarkable Guilds going forward, so really stay tuned for that. That's it for now. I want to thank you again for your incredible support, your patience, your loyalty. I think the Loresmyth customers and fans are the best fans in the entire role-playing community. It's absolutely amazing in the way that you're still sticking with us and rooting for us. So I really like to thank you again for that. It's very special. So from me and the entire team, Christopher, Josh, and everybody who's worked on this book and on the other Loresmyth products, thank you. It's amazing to get this level and kind-hearted support. So thank you again. I hope you appreciate this update. If you have any questions, just shout out in the comments or join our Discord, and we can talk there and fill you up with the details. All right, thanks again. That's it for now. Until the next one, and bye-bye. Take care. Talk soon.